5, 4, 3, 2.
So, Marielle, have you been listening to any Mozart lately?
That's funny you should ask. In fact, not only have I been listening to Mozart, but I have just come across this amazing composer, Joseph Bologne Chevalier de St, otherwise known as Le Mozart Noir.
Ooh, a chevalier.
Yes, he was a knight in the King's Guard in pre-revolutionary France.
That's amazing, but I'm not sure how I feel about him having to be called the Black Mozart.
Yes, my thought exactly. Considering his genius, I've wondered why there needs to be a qualifier in order to legitimize his role in history.
I agree, his work stands alone as his bio proves, but why don't we dive right in?
Joseph Bologne Chevalier de St was a French composer, champion fencer, virtuoso violinist, and the conductor of one of Paris's leading symphony orchestras to boot. Born in the French colony of Guadeloupe on December 25, 1745, he was the son of a wealthy French nobleman and plantation owner, and his enslaved mistress, Nanon.
The Code Noir, a decree imposed by King Louis XIV in 1685, clearly defined the role of slavery throughout all the French colonies. It imposed limitations on all people of African descent, even those who were emancipated. It also impacted the chevalier. Even though he was born free and of noble descent, he was forbidden from owning property, marrying, or founding a business.
Under these harsh restrictions, Bologne relocated to Paris to circumvent the code. Yet, it was soon evident that it was strictly enforced in mainland France, and the Chevalier was required to report himself as a black man within the French police's registry. His father's money and titles shielded him from many hardships, yet his striking good looks, unusual in France at the time, gave him away.
But despite the obstacles, Bologne ascended in French society. A graduate of the Royal Academy of Fencing and Horsemanship, the Chevalier gained his title when he became an officer of the King's bodyguard. One of the greatest fencers of his time, Bologne was famously coined the God of Arms.
Not much is known about his early musical training, but he was a violinist of notable renown, also proficient in the harpsichord. He was a prolific composer with symphonies, sonatas, and concerti to his name. Around 1776, quite a notable year on the other side of the Atlantic, he abandoned his instrumental compositions in favor of the opera, writing 6 in total.
He maintained a close relationship with then Queen Marie Antoinette, serving as her private music tutor. He was also nearly appointed as the musical director of the Paris Opera, but 3 leading ladies conspired against the nomination, saying that they would never submit to the orders of a mulatto.
Because racism. In order to avoid scandal, the Chevalier withdrew his name from consideration, and his endeavor to ascend to this prestigious directorship was thwarted.
The Chevalier's midlife years were occupied by the French Revolution. Leading 1,000 volunteer troops, he became the colonel of the St. George's Legion, composed entirely of Black men.
Yet he was wrongfully imprisoned for 11 months after returning from military duties in what is now modern-day Haiti. He was even threatened with execution.
Seriously?
Thankfully, he was released. Settling into semi-retirement, the Chevalier continued to perfect his violin prowess. Saddled with health problems, he died in Paris in 1799 at age 53.
Of his 6 operas, only 1 score remains fully intact, L'Amant Anonyme, his most successful. A portion of his opera Ernestine was recovered, yet sadly, the other 4 were completely lost.
Fun fact, he and Mozart actually lived under the same roof for several months. Apparently, they did not get along super well. However, Bologne paved the way for the double concerto, introducing the concept of dueling violins, which was enthusiastically echoed by composers of the classical era. According to Bill Barclay, the director of music at Shakespeare's Globe, Mozart should in fact be nicknamed the White Chevalier.
Wow, this guy was epic. It kind of makes me wonder why I didn't hear more about him in music school.
John Adams called him the most accomplished man in Europe.
Okay, wow. I never thought I'd say this, but I never expected to like John Adams so much, especially after Hamilton. But seriously, why isn't he a household name, and why does he have to stand in the shadows of Mozart?
Because racism. However, efforts are being made to bring his name into the forefront where it belongs. For example, since 2018, the Saint-Georges International Music Festival has made it their mission to present Bologne's long-neglected repertoire on the archipelago of Guadeloupe every summer.
Amazing. I can't wait to read more about that. And there was also a fantastic New York Times article profiling Bologne a few months back that reported that Searchlight Pictures is working on a biopic about his life. It's really amazing to see his story finally getting the attention that it deserves.
We can only hope that Bologne's name becomes as ubiquitous as the name Mozart.
Looking forward to the day.
See you next time, where we discuss yet another amazing artistic outlier whose story must be told.